Moving on, Amazon Web Services recently announced the AWS Space Accelerator India, a technical business and mentorship opportunity designed to foster startups focused on space technology. Now, the program aims to accelerate their development with support from T-Hub and Minfy. To tell us more about the program, joining me now is Clint Crozier, the Director of Aerospace and Satellite at AWS. Clint, welcome to Startup Street. And this is AWS's first accelerator program in India, and it is focused on startups in the space sector. Like I just mentioned, it follows the MOU signed with ISRO and InSpace in September last year. So tell us what's on offer. How does the program empower space tech startups?
Yes, as you highlighted, we built this program off the success of the MOU we signed with ISRO just a few months ago. And the goal was really to partner together to help grow the space economy in India, really to help unlock new innovation in the Indian space sector. So this is a 14-week program, and it empowers those space startups by giving them a platform to learn how to leverage the cloud to innovate across their missions. And so it'll provide technical and business mentorship for companies to grow and scale, frankly, in a way that they really couldn't do alone. As you said, this is our first country accelerator. We've run global accelerators before, but the reason we chose to do one focused specifically on India is because we see such vibrant growth opportunity in the Indian space market. There are some 400 private space companies in India. India has the third largest space startup ecosystem in the world. In fact, we've seen startups in India grow from 1 in 2014 to 189 in 2023, and that's extraordinary growth. As we look at two of the fastest growing space segments in the world, geospatial analytics and satellite communications, independent studies tell us India has the highest projected growth rates in the world over the next 3 to 5 years. So the partnership with ISRO is strong. The space market fundamentals in India are strong. The startup spirit in India is strong, and this is a really exciting market for both AWS and for India.
All right. The program is open to both early stage and mature startups, Clint, that are based in India, and interested startups can, of course, register by March 17th. First, take us through the selection process. What are the criteria and how many startups will get selected?
So we've got a team of experts, and they're going to hear pitches from every one of the companies that apply. And we've asked the companies who apply to address a specific challenge in the space industry that their company wants to help solve. And so we will select up to 20 companies to bring into the accelerator. And really, we're going to be looking across 3 key criteria. The first one is the innovative nature of the problem the company wants to solve. In other words, we want innovation. The second criteria is the value that the solution brings to the global space industry. We want to scale globally, India scaling globally. And then the third is we'll look at the team's specific capability to deliver on that specific solution and how they would apply AWS cloud technology to that solution. So those are the key criteria that we're looking at.
All right, Clint, let's talk about the sector now. Technologies such as generative AI, open transformative opportunities for the space tech sector. How do you plan to help startups innovate and develop sustainable solutions for the sector? If you could take us through the different use cases, and apart from funding, how do you and your partners nurture the selected startups?
As we look at Gen AI, we're thinking about a couple of really interesting use cases. One is to improve the design and reduce the time to design rockets and satellites and other complex space systems. Gen AI can play a real role there. We also think Gen AI has a role in improving satellite constellation management. In other words, the way we plan and operate satellites and spacecraft in orbit can be improved using generative AI. And then the third use case is the ability to enhance satellite imagery analysis. We're just at the very beginning of Gen AI, but we want to use these innovative companies that we bring into the accelerator to help us push the boundaries for what we can do in space and Gen AI. And by the way, in terms of nurturing the selected startups, so not only will each startup get a team of mentors while they're in the accelerator, and we're also happy to announce that the CEOs of Druya Space and Skyroot, 2 well-known and established Indian space companies, have also agreed to be part of the program. But once companies graduate, they get a permanent team of AWS mentors for life.
Okay. And like you mentioned earlier, Clint, AWS has previously conducted 3 editions of the AWS Space Accelerator program for startups to participate from around the world. So if you could quickly take us through some of your top bets.
We've taken 33 companies through graduation in the last 3 years from nearly 400 applicants worldwide. So just a few of the successes. Leo Labs, which is one of our alumni, was named one of the world's most innovative companies by an industry trade study. Many of our alumni companies have gone on to win big contracts with NASA, European Space Agency, UK Space Agency. Kawa Space, which is one of our accelerator alumni operating out of New Delhi and Bangalore, had a really interesting mission. They wanted to help solve maritime domain awareness, that is, using space and space-related data to protect against illegal smuggling, piracy, and supporting defense and security. So we see some really innovative ways companies have gone on to make a big difference coming out of the accelerators, and we're excited to see some more of that success.
All right, Clint, wish you the very best for this accelerator program. Many thanks for joining us on Startup Street. It is an absolute pleasure talking to you.
On that note, it is time for us to head into a short break. But coming up next, Attentive AI secures $7 million. We put the co-founder and the CEO of the company on the hot seat to find out their key offerings and their growth story. Stay tuned.